Hi everyone, how are you doing today? Welcome back to my channel. It's good to have you here. Got some more good news from Aptera as they continue to be transparent. And so we're going to talk about that. Let's get into this video. Let's get into it right now. Welcome back to my channel. It's good to have you here. Yes, Aptera is still continuing to do things, and we're going to actually talk about this heat exchanger that they are going to be putting into the Aptera. And as you can see here, so this is Aptera's production air handler. It integrates an evaporator, heater, and blower into a single compact unit. Utilizing flaps and ducts, it directs air to the upper vents, floor vents, and defrosters. So there you go. This is their personally made heat exchanger or air handler, however you want to put it. And this actually exchanges and produces the airflow in the direction that you want it to go, whether that be to the defrosters, to the floor, or basically to the vents directly to you. And it'll put out the heat as well as the AC, and it will also defrost the windows as well as the windshield to keep it nice and clear so we could see, especially on those rainy days. So what do you think about this nice small compact production air handler and what it's going to do? Because it looks pretty small considering all the different things that it's going to be used for. But once again, Aptera is pretty small, so you really don't need anything very large to do that. And so also Aptera, what they're doing is they're showing off the completed lamination tray for the solar rear hatch. And that marks a major milestone, of course, as they have all the necessary lamination trays to produce complete sets of the production solar panels. This tray was made using die-less casting, a technique that gives high quality results without the need for expensive molds. So this is the last piece to the solar puzzle where they can produce solar panels and laminate them for the rear hatch of the Aptera. And you can see here that this is not a die cast. They did not use sand to mold a piece of metal together by using molten aluminum or steel or whatever they use sometimes. But you can see here, look at the marks in it. This was not done by a die cast. They're using a new technique. It's called a die-less casting. And it's a technique that gives high quality results without the need for expensive molds. So I actually have a video to show how this is particularly made. And well, let's look at that. Now you can see they're creating a mold for the metal to be pressed upon. That's the shape that they're going to put it in. And they are, you can see that they're using I guess that's a wooden piece of wood underneath, and they're going to use that as the die or the shape they want to put the metal in. This is where they're setting up the blank, the piece of metal sheet that they want to shape to that die. You see they're bolting that in place. And the reason why they're going to do that is because they actually have to stretch the metal, as you'll see. So now they're putting some kind of lubricant down on top of the metal so the die can press upon the steel and still move pretty freely. And you can see the computer is actually moving the metal in the direction that the press, so the press can push it down in the shape of the form that they want it in. And you can see this is much different from a die casting metal where they actually take sand and put it in a box and compact it really good in a specific shape. And they'll take hot molten, either it'll be aluminum or steel, and they pour it into that sand so it can take the shape of what's inside the sand. And that way when they pull the box out and they tear all the compacted sand away, then you basically have the shape of the metal that you want it in. But this is doing it totally different. This is basically stretching the metal around the form that you want the sheet metal to be formed into. And it looks pretty simple. I mean, it looks like it doesn't take that long. Usually when you're doing a cast iron or a aluminum casting, you have to wait at least maybe almost 24 hours for it to cool, enough for you to work with and pull it out, and then you could reshape it and sand it, because you have to do all that. But it looks like with this, where you're stretching the metal at, you don't have to sand it, you don't have to sand it and smooth it out, because this is basically doing all that for you. I don't know exactly how long this would take, but I don't think it would take 24 hours. Looks like it might take, because it looked like it's on the same principle as a 3D printer. That's probably only going to take them maybe 2-3 hours, I'm guessing. I don't know for sure, but I know it's not going to take as long as a die casting. Anyway, I think that's pretty impressive. You can look at the back and see that there's 3 that was already done, and looks like they're molding the 4th one. The 3 that are hanging up on the, I guess that's hanging up in the background. And another thing that's great about this, it looks like they can get very detailed, because right now they're changing the tool size. I guess the thing that they're using to shape it with, they're going from a bigger one to a smaller one. And with the smaller one, you can get much more detail with it. And it looks like they have several of them sitting right there in front of us. It looks like there's 5 of them sitting there that they could use to help shape that sheet metal in the form they want it to. And with it getting smaller and smaller with each tool that they grab, they can get very detailed with it. But I just thought this was pretty interesting. Tell me what you think. How do you feel about that? I think that's fantastic that Aptera finally has their last tray for the back panel of the Aptera, and that they could go ahead and start producing or start laminating the back hatch solar panels. And so they must be getting really close to putting the PI together so that they could go ahead and start testing everything. Of course, everybody wants to see the PI and have the one that's going to be on the road that they'll get the test drive. And oh gosh, it would be nice if I could have, one of those opportunities to test drive it. I would love to drive Aptera from here to California and back to Georgia, or all the way up to New York or to Washington State. I would drive that vehicle all over the place. But tell me what you think. How do you feel about that? Aptera is really doing some fantastic things, and they're just pushing ahead with this. So now Aptera has the lamination trays to produce the rear hatch solar panels, and they also have the air handler to help produce or push the AC air and heater air throughout the vehicle. They're really just moving along here, and I mean, this is just fantastic news. Aptera just keep moving straight ahead, and very soon now we'll have our PI vehicle out, and they'll be crash testing. They'll be doing all the tests, but of course we all know we're waiting for them to go ahead and start production. Don't worry, that will come as well. So anyway, you guys, if you're new here, hit the like, ring the bell, subscribe, and my patrons, as always, I always got to give a shout out to you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you very much for helping me out. Well, anyway, you guys have a good one. Y'all take care. We'll catch you in the next video. Bye-bye.